This weekend, the people of Mexico are voting to elect a new president. Polls suggest the leftist politician Andrés Manuel López Obrador is the man to beat after trying twice before. But just like here in the US, the congressional elections may decide how much any new leader can really achieve. For more on the factors driving the vote, I'm joined now by Michael Shifter, president of the Inter-American Dialogue. So, Michael, is Andrés Manuel López Obrador really Mexico's Donald Trump, as some would have us believe?
Well, there are some characteristics, but there are also a lot of differences. López Obrador has been a politician his whole life. Donald Trump is not a politician. López Obrador was the mayor of Mexico City, the capital. So he has governing experience, and so you can evaluate his record in public service and as a politician. Donald Trump was a real estate investor, developer. So it's different. But they both have a similar message in attacking the status quo, the establishment political parties, and both are beneficiaries of the weakening of political parties here in the United States and also in Mexico.
But López Obrador seems to be way out in front. Is it the corruption and the criminality in Mexico which is driving his apparent success?
Those are the two main factors. According to all Mexicans, the Mexicans are just fed up. There were 29,000 homicides in Mexico. The rate has been going up, and corruption is widespread of this government. And the political parties, the ruling party, Revolutionary Institutional Party, and also the other political parties have been discredited because they're associated with corruption and also not solving the problems. Also the economy. When this government came in, the current government, they promised with reforms that economic growth would increase, and that hasn't happened.
Are the candidates running against Donald Trump and his border wall, or is he not really an issue in this election?
He's not an issue in this election. It's very marginal. Clearly, it's part of the environment, and it does play into López Obrador's nationalist message. I think it strengthens it. But basically, Mexicans are worried about what's happening in Mexico, and that's what they're voting on.
With so many candidates having been killed in this election, what does it say about the absolute breakdown of the rule of law? And is any candidate really trying to address that?
Well, it's really dramatic. Over 130 people have been killed related to the election, either candidates or other politicians. The last time there were elections, presidential elections in 2012, there were 9. So there's been a significant jump. There's a deterioration in the security situation, particularly at the local level, where there's a lot of organized crime and criminality, and obviously those criminal groups are sending a strong message, and they're part of the election campaign. Unfortunately, the candidates who are running, including López Obrador, really haven't spelled out very strong proposals in order to address this problem. So it's a big unknown what they're going to do about it.
And given how endemic the corruption is and the criminality, can whoever is next president really do anything about it and change the lives of ordinary Mexicans? Well,
I think they're not going to make change overnight, but I think they can make inroads. They could certainly begin to attack the corruption issue, which is a big issue, strengthen the judicial system, make police more professional, and pay them more so they're not as susceptible to bribes. I mean, there are steps that could be taken. They've been taken in other countries, but you really have to think out a plan in order to address this and have a commitment to make things different.
And who could give López Obrador a run for his money, do you think, Michael?
Who could give? Ricardo Anaya is the candidate, both of the left-right coalition, but he's about 20 points behind López Obrador in the polls. I think López Obrador has it. He's in pretty good shape, but Anaya is the one to watch. But I don't think there's a likelihood that he'll win.
Michael Shifter, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.